Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's going to be a wonderful interview today. I'm joined by Selma Studer. She is a fascinating practitioner and somebody we're very, very proud to have as a CMA member. So, Selma, good morning, and thank you so much for joining me.
Good morning. Thank you, Janie. Thanks for this opportunity and great to be here.
Oh, pleasure. Absolutely pleasure. I think instead of me sort of telling people what you do, it's probably better if you actually explain a little bit about the work that you do and how you help people.
Sure, thank you for that. So I'm the founder of GONG, which is maybe a funny name to call business, but we really are all about gongs. And the modality that I work with is sound healing, sometimes known as sound meditation or sound therapy, goes by many different names. And the core offering that we focus on are gong baths, which is also a funny term, but really all that is a chance to use sound to bring about healing, to bring about kind of a more calm, relaxed state. And it's a really powerful experience, both in person and starting last year, we also started to do things online, and we're seeing that it can be just as effective in that format.
That is fantastic. For anybody who is considering having, coming to you for things like gong baths or even working with you online, it does, you're quite right, it does sound odd if people aren't familiar with the modality. But speaking from personal experience, I mean, I have to say that it is absolutely a profound healing modality. It really is. So how did you get into it? Because it is quite unusual. So what was your journey to
Yes,
this?
absolutely. So I've always been into yoga. That was kind of my gateway into this space. And I was on a yoga retreat in Thailand, and there was a gong bath on the schedule. And I thought that was kind of funny. I wasn't even going to go because I'd never heard of it, and I was there for the yoga. And then a friend I met there really encouraged me to give it a try, and then I was just blown away by the power of this enormous instrument and just how you could really feel the sound. And afterwards, it felt like I had slept for, 1,000 years or something. I just felt really clear, really sharp. Then, when I was back in London in my busy life, I saw a gong bath on the schedule of a yoga studio down the street from me. And so I went. And I realized it was almost just as powerful in the middle of a big city, with your urban life as it was on a tropical island, because I really needed it in that moment. And it just sparked something in me that I was always kind of like many people, go, 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 fitness, 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 even in yoga. But here was something that just really grounded me and gave me the sense of clarity and calmness. And just started to learn more about it and thought, wow, this could help so many people. But probably a lot of people like me were like, oh, what's that? That's weird. So if we could just package it in a different way and make it more accessible, think of how many people could really benefit from this experience. Because you
Yeah.
don't need any experience. It's very simple. You don't even have to change your clothes. You just come, you lie down, you listen, and you're transported away. So yeah, my mission has always been just to, increase access to this amazing experience.
Yeah, absolutely. It is the most incredibly profound thing. But I imagine because obviously you were at that point, once you first got into this, your experience was one to one or one sound bath to quite a few people. So when I've been to sound baths, for example, it's been a groups thing. So we lie down on our mats with blankets over us to make us, really cozy and comfy. And then the lady was walking around the room with various gongs and various bells and bowls and so on and so forth. So, I'm really intrigued as to how you were able to take that online during the COVID outbreak.
Yeah,
What's
it's a
happened?
great question. So we focus on one-to-many, the group experience mostly, and actually in my personal practice, I keep it really simple. There are a lot of sound baths that have lots of different instruments. I focus mostly on just the gong because that creates kind of a unique cocoon of sound. And so in a way, at first it was hard because singing bowls or instruments that have a specific tone come across a bit more clearly online, especially in Zoom, while the gong is this amorphous
Yeah.
sound. And so early days it was quite challenging, but then we worked with the technology and what was available, on the market got better as well. So we were able to transmit a more clean sound. And what we find is that because one of the main principles at work is called brainwave entrainment, which is this idea that your mind likes to follow signals and sound is a signal. And so when you're exposed to these sounds, even online, it still has that effect of entraining the mind into the lower brainwave states. So whether you're there live with the instrument or you're listening to it in a digital format, that phenomenon still happens. And that's really what allowed us to offer this experience and what allowed people to still benefit and feel relaxed. And some people say they still feel tingles and they can kind of sort of internalize the sound even when they're lying there at home.
Yeah.
And then of course there are other benefits. Like you said, you need the blanket, you need all these props, but when you can just lie in your bed, you have everything you need there. There's no one snoring next to you like there would be in the studio. So it does have other benefits as well.
Absolutely. That is such an interesting thing that you say there, because yes, actually, people do. It does relax people to such a huge extent. If you are in a studio, yes, you do get the snorers. Personal experience. I've actually experienced that. So funny you should say that. Now, the thing is, if somebody's, what I also love about the idea of doing this, being able to do this with you at home, is that, you don't then have to think, oh, I've got to get up, I've got to now take myself out, I've now got to deal with, driving back home or public transport or whatever. It then takes you out of the state that you're in. So you can actually maintain the state at home, can't you?
Yeah. Exactly. You just get to go make a cup of tea,
Yeah.
relax, fall asleep.
Yeah. No, it's wonderful. And so presumably, because you need the certain quality of sound, does the person need to wear a headset or something like that? Does that help?
Absolutely. So the number one tip we always give people is wear headphones, or if you don't have headphones, you can connect to a Bluetooth speaker or an external sound system, whatever's going to give the best quality of sound. But we do find that there's something about the headphones, it's kind of close to the ears, it just creates this really nice bubble.
Yeah.
But a speaker, an external speaker works just as well, or if you have one of those Bluetooth ones, you can place it on your chest and feel it in that way. So anything except for, whatever device, laptops, those speakers usually aren't high quality enough to get the right sound.
That makes absolute sense. Yes, absolutely. So I guess the question is, I'm sure that everybody's listening and thinking, gosh, I really fancy some of that. I mean, I know I do. I just get so much benefit from sound baths, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. Can you tell me the best way for people to actually be able to engage with you? So if they can either, I suppose at the moment it's still mainly online. Is that right?
Yep, so we just started doing some outdoor sessions for anyone who might be in the London area, which we're really excited about. So we have a little church garden. It's in Clerkenwell in central London. So there are a few of those coming up. And then we do have a schedule already of indoor sessions in various spaces throughout London. And then throughout all that, we're going to continue to do our online sessions as well for those who can't make it or aren't comfortable yet doing it in person. So either outdoor, indoor, online, we'll be there. We're there to support people. And we do, for anyone curious about the online experience, not sure if it's right for you, we have an intro offer where you get 3 sessions for the price of 2, because 1 usually isn't enough to really understand what this is, how does this work, what can I benefit, but after 3 you kind of know, wow, that's really going to help me, or no, it's not for me. So we do offer that as well.
Yes. That's fantastic. I think that's a really good idea. I think you're absolutely right, because anything when it's completely new, completely novel like this, if somebody hasn't done sound baths before, it is quite a sort of thing, because you're kind of thinking, so what next? Where's it? What's going on? And your sort of cognitive process is very sort of uppermost, isn't it? Whereas I suppose after 3 sessions, you are then able to really relax into the session.
In the experience instead of analyzing the experience.
Exactly. Yeah, that makes complete sense to me. Well, look, I cannot recommend this highly enough. I think it's such a valuable healing modality, and I'm just in awe of the way that you've been able to sort of look at what happened with COVID and think, okay, so how can we carry on and keep healing people in this way, and taking it online, which must have presented a lot of challenges because of quality of sound. And I know obviously we're on Zoom right now, and they've made major leaps forward, I think, because they had to, because suddenly everybody was using Zoom. So I think it's remarkable how you've been able to actually just pivot in that way. To enable people. And I imagine as a result, are you getting people from all over the world now? I would
Yeah,
imagine.
well, I mean, that's been the best benefit of moving online is we can reach so many more people, as you say, around the world. We have people dialing in from Malaysia or from Brazil or from New York, and so that's incredible. You just really get to reach so many more people. Where before it was, a 1 mile radius of our Clerkenwell-based studio, and so even now having this new model of not having a dedicated space in London, we can do things in all different markets, and so I think it's really opened up the space a lot and made it more accessible. Or if you live in a small town and you're not in a city, now you can join from anywhere. So
Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful. Well, it's interesting, isn't it? I think, if one has the will to be able to, take a very, very difficult situation and actually find the silver lining, if we can say there is a silver lining. Obviously, it's difficult to say that because it has been so deeply, deeply challenging for so many people. But you are still there, you are still helping people, and that's remarkable. So, I thank you for that, and we're very, very proud to have you as a CMA member. What I want to say for the viewers, if you're watching this on YouTube, right at the very bottom right-hand corner of the video, you'll see a little down arrow. If you click on that, it'll actually open up the show notes, and you'll be able to see how to get hold of Selma, and you'll also be able to read a little bit more about her work and find details for her website and all the rest of it. But Selma, could you just tell people what the best way is of them
sure.
contacting you?
Sure. So our website is aboutgong.com. We're on Instagram at Gong Stories, Facebook at Gong UK. It will all be in the notes, as you mentioned. And then the best way is just to sign up for our mailing list. And that's really how we keep people posted on what's going on in London, what's going on in line, and all your different options. Or we're at hello@aboutgong.com is our email address. So
Great. So aboutgong.com. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. Great name.
thank
Okay.
you.
Selma, thank you so much for being with me today. Honestly, I could speak to you for the rest of the day. This is so fascinating, and
Thank you,
I
Jamie.
really do think that it's difficult if people haven't experienced this. I really would encourage them to come to you, because honestly, it is just a profound healing and a profound relaxation, and really don't miss out. Get hold of Selma. Okay,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Selma. It's really amazing.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Janie. I appreciate this opportunity very much. Thank
Take
you.
care, lovely. All the best. See you soon. Bye.
Take care.